It's been a couple of days since the launch of Wuthering Waves, and if you're like me, you've probably already raced to tear through your free beginner banner pulls. And now you're sitting there thinking, which characters should I use my valuable resources on to build the strongest team? Well, that's where I come in. Yo, good meowing YouTube catters. I'm here to tell you about the ultimate 4-star DPS character that I think is, well, pretty cool. Now, if you happen to like this video, or if you find it helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. It would be very nice of you. Okay, Sanwa is a 4-star Glacio DPS character who uses the sword type weapon. She's as cold as ice with looks that could chill. Okay, I'm done with the puns. Not only is she one of the highest damage dealing characters in the game currently, but she also has one of the most fun and interesting kit play styles. Now, while you could just mash her basic attack and watch the blue numbers light up, what makes her kit so interesting is actually her heavy attack window. When you either swap into Sanwa using her intro skill, use her resonance skill, or her resonance liberation ultimate, Sanwa creates a wave of icicles that will really give your enemies hail. Okay, that was the last one. When you use Sanwa's heavy attack, you will notice her bar at the bottom of the screen with a part of it being bright blue. You want to align your heavy attack within that blue bar, and once you've done that, all of her ice formations will shatter, dealing tons of AoE damage. With a little patience and timing, you are well rewarded with one of the most enjoyable combat kits of the current roster. But don't worry if you're struggling to hit that window. Her resonance skill and liberation, as well as hitting her 5 basic attack combo, will increase this window by granting her stacks of clarity, so it's not super unforgiving. Let's talk about those abilities real fast. Her resonance skill, Eternal Frost, has Sanwa sending an air blade to create one ice prism across the ground, dealing massive glacio damage to enemies. Sanwa's resonance liberation ability, Glacial Gaze, has Sanwa dealing massive glacio damage in an AoE around her and creates one glacier structure. And then her heavy attack, Detonate, has the ability of Clarity of Mind. When you hold the basic attack cursor as it moves back and forth along the Forte gauge, that little bar that we talked about earlier, and releasing the basic attack while that cursor falls in the frostbite area, in the little blue area we talked about earlier, it allows her to perform the heavy attack Detonate, dealing glacio damage considered as heavy attack damage. This also allows her to use a sub-ability called Ice Burst, in which her heavy attack Detonate detonates all ice thorns, ice prisms, and glaciers within her attack range, dealing massive glacio damage. Damage done by this Ice Burst is considered as resonance skill damage as well in terms of scaling. Now, each of these individual things, the ice thorns coming out from her intro skill, the ice prisms coming from her 5 basic attack string, and the glaciers coming from her resonance ultimate, each can be exploded all together for massive damage, or individually done if you want to use them in a combo chain. If that wasn't enough, her outro skill that activates when you tag her out into another character is an amazing damage buff to your other characters. Silver Snow provides a 38% basic attack damage deepen to the next character she tags into for 14 seconds. This provides some wonderful utility in team builds when you want to squeeze that extra bit of damage from your 5-star character during a boss break stun. Oh, and did I forget to mention, everyone will be receiving a copy of this character for free by participating in the login event for 5 days? Since she is a Glacio DPS character, she is a great investment for the future when players start to receive multiple copies of other 4-star characters like Baizi, who at a resonance chain level 6 increases glacio damage by the team by an extra 12% for 20 seconds. Speaking of resonance chain abilities, let's discuss those now. Sanwa's first resonance chain ability, Solitude's Embrace, gives her basic attack 5 a crit rate buff of 15% for 10 seconds, allowing you to get a lot of extra damage from her follow-up heavy attack and resonance skill damage. Her second ability, Snow Clarity, reduces the stamina cost of her Detonate heavy attack by 10, and when she casts her resonance skill Eternal Frost, grants her anti-interruption for 10 seconds. Anomalous Vision, her Resonance 3 ability, increases Sanwa's damage dealt by 35% against targets with HP below 70%. Her Resonance 4, Blade Mastery, allows her Resonance Liberation Glacial Gaze to restore 10 Resonance energy and increases the damage of the next heavy attack detonate that she performs within 5 seconds by 120%. Her Resonance 5 ability, Unraveling Fate, increases the crit damage of her Forte Circuit Ice Burst. Her Resonance 5 ability, Unraveling Fate, gives a crit damage bonus of 100% to her Forte Circuit Ice Burst, which is landing that heavy attack inside that little blue window that we discussed earlier. Ice creations such as Ice Thorn, Ice Prism, and Glacier will explode even if they're not detonated. And then finally, her Resonance 6 ability, Daybreak Radiance. After detonating an Ice Prism or Glacier, all team members' attack is increased by 10% for 20 seconds, stacking up to 2 times. That is a 20% increase overall damage in attack scaling for your team. Sanwa's Resonance Chain abilities provide a huge amount of damage increases, as well as even more supporting buffs to that of your party members. With all this in mind, Sanwa is an amazing 4-star DPS character that can easily shine as the star of your team. Or she can even fill a more supportive role as a sub DPS, tagging in and out with your primary if you happen to have a hyper 5-star carry like Calcharo, providing them with damage buffs for a limited amount of time. Let me know which character is your favorite right now, or if there is a character you would like to see me cover and build in a future video. See you next time.